All right, let me try this again. What's good? What's good? Shout out to everybody watching. Shout out to my brothers in the LDBC. 78 Black Fact Fan, Blood Boxing. What's good? Where do I need to start with this one here? First and foremost, shout out to Bomb Squad, Deontay Wilder. You putting on, bro. You're really putting on right now. You came through for me. You know, you don't have a lot of haters. You're going to have a lot of haters, you know, whether it be from the UK, stateside, you know, you're going to have haters in anything you do, bro. But don't let them motherfuckers get to you. You understand? You put on, man. You showed the true heart of a champion. That's what you did. You showed character. You showed will. You know, and I'm riding with you, bro. Just let it be known. I mean, you might be from Bama and you're putting on for T-Town or whatever, but just know that you represent the entire South, bro. You know, I say the same thing with the Charlos. I say the same thing with Spence. I say the same thing with Thurman, even though he's showing the bitch. You know what I'm saying? He's showing like some pussy shit right now. He ain't trying to jump in there with nobody. Something that I just checked out not too long ago. It seemed like Adrian Broner and Jesse Vargas is about to fight in a catchweight fight. That's a good look, man. Jesse Vargas, Adrian Broner. That's a good fight, man. I might just take Vargas in that fight, though. I might take Vargas in that fight, but that's just right now. I'm gonna let it settle. It's a catchweight 144, so I'm probably gonna take Vargas in that fight. Because to me, anything above 140, Broner shouldn't even be thinking about, man. Broner's best weight I've seen him at is anywhere between 135, 140. That's it. That's all he needs to be focusing on. All these 144 fights, catchweights, and 147. He should have never went up to 147 in the first place. But that's beside the fucking point. Now let's get back to it. What's next for Deontay Wilder? Eddie Hearn is not going to allow Anthony Joshua to come off that Parker fight and just fight Deontay Wilder. As much as we want to see it and as much as we want it, and we should push for it. Matter of fact, your boy Ticket TV, shout out to him, Ticket TV. I said it underneath one of his videos, but I'm with him. If this nigga Anthony Joshua go to New York and fight Big Baby Miller, we should be boycotting that fight. We shouldn't watch it. We shouldn't be spending our money on no fucking ticket for it. He knows exactly who we want to see him in the ring here. We need to smoke these motherfuckers out, bro. Fuck Dirrell Miller. You understand? Fuck Anthony Joshua. Fuck Eddie Hearn. If y'all not trying to give us what we trying to see, then fuck all that. Deontay Wilder gave us a fight that we wanted to see, even after this motherfucker popped. And shout out to Ortiz too, man. Shout out to Ortiz. He passed, the drug testing, and he's still impressed. He's still impressed. Right now, in my opinion, and I'll explain why. In my opinion, this weekend we seen the two best heavyweights in boxing. That's just my opinion. You can say what you want about how awkward Deontay Wilder is. This man might be one of the top 10 greatest heavyweight punchers we've ever seen. Really. I know a lot of people think I'm exaggerating or caught up in a moment, but man, anytime a motherfucker can have 40 fights, no matter who he's faced, 39 knockouts, and the one motherfucker that he didn't knock out, he came back and knocked out in the first fucking round. Everybody this man in face didn't touch the canvas, bro. Every man. They don't go 12 with this man. So I think everybody really needs to start putting that shit in consideration when we talking about how powerful Deontay Wilder is, man. And like I said, I think this past weekend we seen the two best heavyweights in boxing, without question. I think Luis Ortiz could have beaten any heavyweight in the world Saturday night. I repeat, I think Luis Ortiz could have beaten any heavyweight in the world Saturday night. And I will stand by that. The skill this man showed and the heart this man showed, everybody succumbs to Deontay Wilder's power. But the skill and the heart this man showed Saturday night, man. And I for one, think that the Luis Ortiz win for Deontay Wilder was much better than the Klitschko win for AJ. Despite what Klitschko had did in the past, you're talking about a Klitschko that came off a loss where he didn't look good at all against Tyson Fury. I think he probably had the lowest offensive output in his entire career that night against Tyson Fury. I said it before. I don't care who you would have put in that night against Vladimir Klitschko. I think whether it been AJ, whether it been Wilder, Fury, Ortiz, I think they would have beat Vladimir from what I seen that night. So for him to come off and the worst loss, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's been knocked out, but never just outboxed like that. For him to come off of a total outclassing the way he did against Tyson Fury and to take pretty much 2 years off and then get back in with Anthony Joshua, who's been active, and still have the showing that he did against Anthony Joshua. That spoke volumes. I tell people this. Everybody talks about the 7th round with Deontay Wilder and Victor Ortiz. And to me, that was a very, very telling round because it showed Wilder had a chin, which I don't want to see that out of him again for the simple fact, no matter this is boxing, you are paid to box, not fight like that. There's nothing cool about taking punishment. You did it. You went through it. It was more of what Ortiz did than what you did not do. Granted that. But that's not the sport like that, man. You are paid to go in there, knock this motherfucker out, and get the fuck out of there while taking as less damage as you possibly fucking can. So it's good that you proved your haters and your doubters wrong or whatever. It's good that you did that. Granted. But don't do that every fucking fight, bro. Work on your defense a little bit. I like, your hip movement, a lot of your head movement that you showed early on. And I count a lot of that what happened to the 7th round due to you being gassed or due to Wilder being gassed. I would say that. I think he was tired around then. But he caught his second win after that 8th round, and he began to, put it together and start landing our right hand more and more. And he, like I said, he weathered that storm. Ortiz gave him credit. I give Ortiz credit. I think Ortiz should have came out, but I think Ortiz was gassed in the 8th round. That's why he couldn't finish that fight. But I like what I seen out of both of those guys. And like I said, I don't care what heavyweight you would have put in that night against Luis Ortiz. I'm sorry for saying Victor. I don't know why the fuck that bum on my head. But I don't care what other heavyweight you would have put in with Luis Ortiz Saturday night. I think Luis Ortiz stops them. And if he doesn't stop them, I think he wins a decision. He boxed a beautiful fight. All credit given to him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm extremely proud of Deontay. Extremely proud. That is a huge win in my book. It is the best win out of all the current heavyweights right now. It is the best win out of all the current heavyweights right now, in my opinion. That being said, I truly feel that we're not going to see that Anthony Joshua fight for at least another year. I think Sky Sports, by having Deontay Wilder sign the contract to come be on the broadcast team on the 31st for the Joshua Parker fight, is like a precursor to it. They're trying to build it up and everything else because everybody see it coming down the pipeline. This is the fucking heavyweight division, folks. The only way you get out the heavyweight division once you in the heavyweight division is you go down. There's no going up. Everybody needs to and traditionally must fight each other in this division. There's no ducking and dodging in the heavyweight division. If you hold a heavyweight championship, your only other option is to unify with all the other heavyweight champions. There's only 3 heavyweight title holders in this division. Deontay Wilder, and he just fought Luis Ortiz. He just took care of one of Joshua's mandatories. There's only Deontay Wilder. There's only Joseph Parker. And there's only Anthony Joshua. Joshua, you're holding on to 2 of the belts. You're fighting Parker, you know. And if you ask me, the only reason you're fighting Parker because Parker didn't want to fight Deontay, but that's a whole nother situation, right? I'm not going to even get into that. But after you finish Parker, don't pull a Dirrell Miller. Don't pull a Pulev like you tried to avoid Luis Ortiz. I didn't forget about that. You tried to fight Pulev to avoid Luis Ortiz, and that didn't work out. You damn sure didn't try to fight Wilder. So don't pull none of that shit. Go for the last belt. Go for the WBC belt. Be undisputed. What other choice do you have if you're going to remain in the heavyweight division? Because it don't look like you can make 205, 200. It don't look like you can make cruiserweight. So you're going to have to face Deontay Wilder as long as that man is there. You're going to have to fight him. So you might as well just get it over with, bro. Deontay's willing to go to the UK. That's all you need to hear. You'll have the hometown advantage right there. You know, I'm pretty much sure Deontay is not going to get 50-50, but as far as I'm hearing, he doesn't care about a money split. This man just wants those belts. You hold on to those belts. Get that man a shot at those belts and give yourself a shot at his belt. We should have, there's no excuse by the end of the year, we shouldn't have an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. The only reason we're not going to have one is because you and your promoter, Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, are keeping us from an undisputed champion. I don't care who says what. I'm just going by what I see and what I've seen in the past. And that is the reason we currently don't have a heavyweight, undisputed heavyweight champion. Because this fight could have been done. This fight could have been done. You know, the only odd man out would have been Parker. But this fight could have been done a while ago. So that's it for that. If I were Deontay Wilder, I would be smoking this dude out. And like I said, with Ticket TV was right. Us as American boxing fans, supporters of Deontay Wilder, supporters of, you know, trying to get an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Some of us ain't seen in forever a truly undisputed heavyweight champion. Because can you really consider Vladimir Klitschko the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world? His brother held the WBC for the longest. You know, before that, Samuel Peters held it for a while. You know what I'm saying? This dude never got the green belt. He never got the green belt. Just think about that. He never got the green during his reign. He never got the green belt, so he never was truly undisputed. Vlad was never undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He was the recognized lineal champion, but he was never undisputed. Once you go undisputed, that puts a stamp on every fucking thing. That puts a stamp on your reign. I understand him not wanting to fight his brother, but it still dampened his ambition because as soon as his brother retired and gave up that belt, he should have been trying to fight Bermane Stiverne. He didn't try to fight Bermane Stiverne. He didn't try to fight Deontay Wilder. He could have fought Wilder. Didn't try to fight Wilder. You know, then when Fury got the belts, everything went to shit because Fury didn't even defend the belts one time. Not one time did he defend the belts. But that's about all I see right there. It was a great showing by both of those guys. And like I said, I felt that those two are the best heavyweights in boxing right now. I truly feel that those two are the best heavyweights in boxing right now. Luis Ortiz and Bomb Squad Deontay Wilder. Now, something else that came out today is Canelo popping on roids or whatever. And it don't fucking surprise me, man. I done heard this. How many times we gonna hear the tainted meat excuse from these fighters? This shit is getting ridiculous now. I'm already tired of this shit, to be honest with you. I done heard this excuse buku times now. I ate tainted meat. I ain't tainted meat. I ate tainted meat. I don't want to hear that shit. I really don't want to fucking hear that shit, man. I guess because he's such a a cash cow or he brings in so much income or whatever, they probably not going to end up suspending him. They're going to accept that lame ass excuse that it was tainted beef or whatever the fuck. And as far as I heard, now he's about to move his training camp to like San Diego or something like that. I don't want to hear that shit, man. This motherfucker deserves to be suspended. The motherfucker tried to cheat and he got caught. I'm not buying it. I didn't heard it. The main reason I'm not buying it because I didn't heard it out of so many other fighters about tainting me. Not just in Mexico, but what in Russia and everything else. I've heard that excuse so many fucking times. And you know what? If I'm gonna do my research, but I think a couple of them who use that tainted meat excuse actually got suspended. I'm gonna do my research and I'm gonna come back on that. But a couple of them that use that tainted meat excuse, they got suspended. Why is Canelo so different? As far as we know, that they was telling the truth. That meat could have been tainted. As far as we know. So if it wasn't good for them, why the fuck is it good for Canelo? I don't care that much about Canelo versus Triple G. I care more about Triple G versus fucking Charlo, a Jacobs rematch, or a Billy Joe Saunders. I care more about him going undisputed more than anything. You know, this ain't an indictment for him. He didn't do nothing wrong. But shit, if Canelo pop, what makes him so different from everybody else that used the tainted meat excuse? Or what makes him so different that, you know, he doesn't get suspended for the same shit that they got suspended for? Just stating facts on that. Now, Andre Dirrell. Andre Dirrell was probably the most underachieving fighter of this generation. And I say that just really just thinking back because he was in the same Olympics as Andre Ward. Matter of fact, he was using Virgil Hunter as his new trainer this past fight. But Andre Dirrell, even in the Super Six before the Abraham incident or whatever, he had all the promise and he had all the ability in the world to be champion, a world champion, or at least a title holder, if you want to say that. He had all the ability in the world to do that. We were even dreaming of a Dirrell Ward match in the future, you know, or talking about it. You know, we was expecting a Dirrell Ward match, thinking like, all right, Dirrell might be that dude that can, you know, beat Ward, you know, and for him to fizzle out the way he did and all the starts and stops in his career and, you know, other shit. Like I question where Dirrell is mentally. I've been questioning that for a couple of years now, but like right now, from what I seen Saturday night, I ain't like nothing I seen from Andre Dirrell. I ain't like his composure. I ain't like how he looked in the ring in general. I didn't like his mind frame. I didn't like nothing. Like if Andre Dirrell didn't look like a shot fighter Saturday, I don't know what the fuck a shot fighter looks like. Andre Dirrell looked shot. First round on, like I didn't like his posture. I didn't like nothing from Andre Dirrell Saturday night. That looked like a shot fighter. That looked like a dude that don't need to be in the ring no more. And that's just being real. Andre Dirrell looked like a dude that does not need to be in the ring no more. And before something else happens to him, because right now I think he has some neurological problems. I think he has some sort of brain damage. I really do. And before whatever it is gets worse, I'm asking Andre Dirrell to hang the gloves up, bro. Hang them up. You don't. There's life after boxing, bro. You know, hang them up. It's time. Because, like I said, what I seen Saturday, I didn't like, man. I didn't like. And before anything happens to you, I'd rather for you to hang your gloves up, bro. It's time. And like I said, he's the most underachieving fighter in this generation, as far as like America is concerned. I'm gonna put it like that. You know, he had all the potential to be a world champion. He had all the potential to at least be a title holder or something like that. And for his brother Anthony to win a world title before him, like I was stunned. You know, even though I always felt that Anthony had that potential, but Andre, man, we was talking about Andre like he could possibly, you know, be undisputed or something, man. There was very few dudes at 168 outside of Andre Ward that we would have probably picked to beat Andre Dirrell at one time. You know, I was even shocked that he lost to Dirrell. And you see what Dirrell is now. You know what I'm saying? I was shocked that he lost to Dirrell. But I think it's time, man. I think it's time to hang up the gloves, bro. I hate to say it like that, but I'm just saying, from what I've seen, it's time. And yeah, that's about all I got. I'll holler at y'all later. What we got this weekend? We got Lipinets and Mikey Garcia, which I'm favoring Mikey. I don't think Lipinets nowhere near ready for a fight of that magnitude. Nowhere near ready for a fight of that magnitude. I think Mikey picks up another strap. You know, I think it's kind of weird. Well, it's kind of, I don't know. Where does Mikey go after this? I think I'll be interested to see a fight with Mikey and Regis Prograde, you know, probably later on this year, you know, because Mikey ain't really never been one to say no. And I think Regis is gonna dispatch of Ndango. And shout out to Ndango, man. Ndango showing motherfuckers he's not afraid to fight anybody, man. I like that warrior heart, but I think Regis is too much of a dog for him right now. We're gonna see where that goes, man. But when Mikey picks up this strap, because like I said, I think he's gonna beat the fuck out of Lipinets. When Mikey picks up this strap, I would like to see him and Regis get along, probably sometime towards the end of the year. Otherwise, you know, I'll let y'all later.